Subcutaneous Panniculitis-like T cell lymphoma (SPTCL). This entity falls under the cutaneous lymphoma, as described over here in this table, is under the third category, and it is rare and complex type of non-Hodgkin lymphoma. It primarily involves the subcutaneous fat layer, causing the nodule and inflammation that resemble a condition called panniculitis. And this entity is often accompanied by potentially serious condition known as the hemophagocytic lymphohistiocytosis HLH, where the immune system overreact and damage the healthy cell. Clinical presentation of the SPTCL include non-ulcerated nodule at any anatomic site. Patient can experience severe malaise. 20 to 30% of the patient with SPTCL experience HLH. Histologically, we can see that there's a deep dermis and subcutaneous involvement, and this is to highlight that epidermis and reticular dermis is spare. The lesion is usually present in a lobular distribution. And on the high power, this is characteristic finding of the SPTCL with adipocyte rimming. And these adipocytic rimming is also present in other entity known as lupus panniculitis and extracutaneous involvement of the NKT cell lymphoma. Immunohistochemistry show the SPTCLs are highlighted by CD8 positive T cell, and this is very helpful to rule in the diagnosis. And TIA1 or any other cytotoxic marker usually expressed in SPTCL, and SPTCL have to be beta F1 positive. Beta F1 is one of the T cell gene receptor, and that is either beta F1 or gamma delta, and they're usually gamma delta negative. And TIM3 is another marker that is also positive and expressed in SPTCL, and Ki67 will be high. And in terms of the molecular finding, it should be T cell gene rearrangement positive, and HAVCR2 is the most common mutation seen in this SPTCL. Is a hepatitis A virus cellular receptor 2. And differential diagnoses include lupus erythematosus panniculitis, or LEP. It can show a significant overlap with the SPTCL. It has a firm cutaneous nodule involvement and is associated with systemic lupus erythematosus. So we have to check for laboratory finding to correlate clinically with either differentiating between SPTCL from LEP. Elevated Ki67 with CD8 positivity and then lymphocytic rimming is a useful feature to rule in SPTCL. And another differential diagnosis is primary cutaneous gamma delta T cell lymphoma. In this entity, we have gamma delta expressions of IC is positive, and also beta F1 should be negative. Other T cell markers such as CD3, CD2, CD7, and CD4 and 8 can be expressed, although CD4 and CD8 are usually negative. In some cases, CD8 can be positive, and as like in SPTCL, we have cytotoxic marker expressed in primary cutaneous gamma delta T cell lymphoma. And the last entity as a differential diagnosis is extranodal NKT cell lymphoma, and you can see that it's very similar in terms of the H&E finding for SPTCL with extranodal NKT cell lymphoma. Unlike the SPTCL, extranodal NKT cell lymphoma will show EBV positivity by in situ hybridization or either by EBV in IHC.